Viewer contributions make local programming possible on WNIN. Become a member of WNIN with your contribution so we can continue to make this programming available. Visit WNIN.org and click on the donate button.
On this episode of WNIN Newsmakers, we'll be highlighting some local nonprofits and their contributions to the community. We'll learn more about the Evansville Public Library and the Dream Center. WNIN Newsmakers is up next. Welcome to WNIN Newsmakers. I'm Erin Gibson. Becca Scott, Director of Communications for the Evansville Vanderburgh Public Library, joins us now. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So why don't we just start off and just talk a little bit about the mission of the library?
Well, our mission is to cultivate curiosity by creating wonder. And what that really means is that we like to fill people's life with both the expected but the unexpected and help them figure out ways that the library can make their lives better.
Okay. So I'm a big fan of the library. I love
Thank
going
you.
there.
Thank
Yes,
you.
yes.
What's your home branch?
My home branch would be McCullough.
Okay.
But I spent a lot of time on the west side, and so West Branch I spent there a lot of time there doing some research, and of course Central is just amazing. Tell me about the branches. Where are they all located? How many are there?
So we have 8 branches total, and of course Central Library is kind of our hub location, but we also have 5 other locations that we call our regional locations. So those are Red Bank, North Park, McCullough, and Oakland. Actually there's 4, and then there's 3 more that we call our neighborhood locations, which are East and West, our Carnegie locations, and then Stringtown.
Okay. So what are some of the services that people are able to take advantage of at the library?
Well, I like to remind people that the library is for everyone, and we're sort of like Lego, we're for 0 to 99. And so some of the programs that we offer for our littlest people that are so exciting are early literacy initiatives, so 1,000 books before kindergarten. We just launched our Baby Explorer bundles, which are a beautiful little kit with all sorts of early literacy tools to help parents feel excited about and equipped to do early reading to their children. But then we serve the other end of the population. We have a program that we've developed. It's a book that we release with community partners called Pastimes, and it's for people who are experiencing maybe early stages of memory loss. And it's an activity booklet that was developed with dementia experts in our community. We also do material deliveries to assisted living facilities through our outreach programs. We really do serve all ages with everyone in between. And you know, when you think of the library, you think of books. So I don't need to tell you that we have lots and lots of books, but we have a lot of things that people don't think of. So business services, we can help people start a new business, put together a business plan, find out about funding. But we have, do you check out things from the Library of Things?
I have, yes.
So my favorite item I check out every fall is a food dehydrator. I have a garden, I grow herbs. I dehydrate them once a year. Why own one when I can borrow it, right?
Right.
We also have Maker Central, so you can use a 3D printer, you can use our recording studio, all sorts of things available there. And then we have a collection in our online learning and resources of databases and learning resources, and you can use consumer reports. You can access ABC Mouse for free. So many things that people don't think of, and we just want people to know it's your library. Use it. It will make your life better and save you so much money.
So when I think about the library and I think about all the resources, I get a little overwhelmed sometimes because I'm like, I don't even know where to begin. So I do think that the best thing to start with is, what do I want to read, or what do I want, or what do I need, or what am I looking for? So what is your advice in just interfacing with the library and searching and how to use the tools?
Well, you can access us multiple ways. So nearly 700,000 people came through our doors last year, which I think is really exciting. It would fill the Ford Center 63 times, I calculated. So come in, see us. You can have a quick reference question with a librarian. You can also book a one-to-one appointment for an hour to get really deep into a topic. Our website, we're constantly evolving our website, EVPL.org. We encourage you to explore through there, look at our collections and services. And then we've recently updated the EVPL app. And it's far more user-friendly than it was. It's got some great features that you can use for looking at our collections, finding programs, looking at our online resources, even booking a meeting room right from the app. So we encourage you to check that out as well.
I look forward to checking that app out. I hadn't seen that for a while.
Yes.
One of my favorite resources is historical databases. Those are so much fun to comb through, especially if you have if you want to just browse or if you're looking for something specific.
It's amazing what you can find, and we have really reorganized that collection to make it more user-friendly. So if you visit evpl.org/research, there's 12 different categories on there, and the one you just spoke of is history and digital archives.
That's incredible.
So it's all organized really well for you.
Great. Can you tell me some about the programs that you have coming up soon?
So this is really exciting right now because we have 2 authors coming in and we're getting ready to kick off our summer. So our summer reading celebration, last year 4,600 people participated. It's for all ages. And so the theme will be announced very soon, but the excitement is building. We'll just throw in that little pun. And then coming up in June, Kwame Alexander is coming, and he is a New York Times bestselling author. He's written 44 books. But he recently won an Emmy as producer of The Crossover, which is on Disney+. And so he's going to be here June 12th. And then Angela Jackson Brown, a novelist who is also an IU literature professor, will be here on June 21st. So there is a lot getting ready to happen at the library.
That's really exciting. All right, so how about for kids?
So the summer reading program is for all ages, but we do have some special focus on kids, partly to help prevent that summer slide that everybody talks about. And so we have more than 60 themed programs going on this summer just as part of our summer reading program that include music, animal visits, Bubble Fest for the littlest ones. So that's all big fun. And we have developed new this year, it's a program punch card. We're incentivizing people to come to 6 different programs of certain types, and then they'll be entered in for a big Kwame Alexander related prize at the end of the summer.
How exciting.
Yeah.
All of those things are very important to the community, to individuals. Can you tell me, in your words,
Okay.
what does the library mean to you, and what does the library mean to Evansville and Vanderburgh County?
So I had said to somebody before that the only reason that I would have left my prior role is if there was a communications job at the library, because the library is so significant to me. I remember walking into Central when it was first built and just thinking, what a place of collection of ideas and wonder and knowledge. And that's what the library really means to me, is that it makes all of this information accessible, and there's expertise behind it, so you know if it's real and it's valid and it's credible information. And so, and aside from that, even if you're not seeking information, the library is a place to rest. It is a place to come in. I know a lot of people say, I just walk into the library and I feel my blood pressure drop. And so it's where else in society can you come and spend an entire day and not spend any money? And so the library to me is just, it's democratic, full democracy and accessibility and free and information and just all of those things in one.
You mentioned the spaces, and I have very vivid images that come to me from the different library locations, and the different branches all have just a very different feel from each other, I think. And so are there any favorite spaces or little nooks and crannies of individual libraries that you like?
Well, so at Central, the space, the Indiana Room, which is where we keep all of our local history, almost feels like hallowed ground when I go in there. It's a beautiful space.
It's like walking into the National Archive, except for Indiana.
Yes, very good parallel, yes. If you have been in McCullough since we did our renovation last year, these little nooks that the children can sit and read in, I really wish those came in grown-up sizes. So I don't know if that's in any of our renovation plans, but here's hoping, right?
Yeah.
There's something about being at West or East with just the old architecture and the stained glass lamps. And so I guess each location, I would say, has something appealing. You know, North Park and the lodge feeling, and then when you walk into Oakland and that grand atrium and knowing that there's a meadow on the roof. I mean, each of them is so special.
I agree. And in West Branch, spent a lot of time there, and those, I don't know, there's something about those tables and those creaky chairs. There's something about, I'm like, really, I'm here to do something important, or something important for me anyway.
I think our older libraries smell like older books. And maybe there's that positive sensory experience.
Sure. So how can we learn more about EVPL?
Well, we invite you to look at our Facebook. So EVPL, we stay on top of that. We have some really talented staff that help manage our Facebook page. Visit our website, download our app, and then we are frequently in the news through opportunities like this. So we hope that helps you feel connected and informed.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed talking with you.
This past weekend, a first-of-its-kind event was held at the EVPL West location on Franklin Street. Marshallese Community Day was held to celebrate the culture of our growing population from the Marshall Islands, and we visited the event to learn more.
This is a Marshallese Community Day, and it was a great opportunity to not only recognize our international communities, but specifically for the Asian Heritage Pacific Month to honor one of our local communities here from the Marshall Islands.
This is the first time that we've been able to share in the life and the love and the culture of the people from the Marshall Islands. I am learning the language, so we had like a vocabulary matching game and just learning different words. Like I already knew like how to say hello, so Yakwe, we say that, but I didn't know any of these other things. So Eta in Joanne, so my name is Joanne, so learning that is important.
One of the best ways that we can honor somebody is just learning a few words in their language. And then also learning about different animals and different things that they utilize on their islands was all a part of their culture and their heritage. So one of the things that we had is amimono, and it's a traditional handicrafts. And so these are examples of it, but it's self-sustainable culture, meaning that they make everything from clothes to jewelry to baskets to products, so they can live independently without having materials and things shipped into their country. When I started in the EVSC 10 years ago, there were about 50. There's over 400 Marshallese in EVSC alone nowadays. And having a free public space honor our communities and cultures creates opportunities for everybody to learn and grow from our kind of quiet populations that we may not know, that many people may not know, that are residing in Evansville.
They have already had to assimilate to our culture, so why don't we be a little proactive in learning more? So this is the first step, I would say, to understanding our people and families of the Marshall Islands.
And so the more that we learn, the more that we can help them feel comfortable to adapt. And many people may not know how many talents and gifts and how many people have here in Evansville.
The library is one of the last public institutions where everyone is welcome. Like, it doesn't get any better than that. And so if the library wants to continue to be the voice and the face of everyone, then doing things like this is the way to do it.
So I hope that we can continue to raise that awareness about not only our Marshallese community, but all cultures that are residing in our area.
Next, we'll be talking to the Chief Advancement Officer of the Dream Center, Tom Moore. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So Tom, tell me about the Dream Center. Tell me a little bit about the history and its mission.
Sure. Dream Center was founded in 1998 in the Jacobsville neighborhood. At the time, primarily, it was an after-school program resource for children in the neighborhood. Since then, we've really come to employ a full spectrum of resources for kids, both in-school and out-of-school programs, mentoring, tutoring, educational programming, as well as wraparound services for the families. And we are also trying to be a good neighbor in revitalizing the neighborhood alongside our residents.
Excellent. So what are the ways that you accomplish your mission?
Sure. So we work directly with kids, as I mentioned, both in-school and out-of-school programming. We have what we call peacemakers that actually work in the schools during the day, get to know the kids, find out what some of their challenges are, what their strengths are. And then after school, then we provide programming as well, mentoring, educational programming, social emotional learning resources. So then, and we also wrap around families. We understand that a strong family really makes a difference to the kids and how they develop. So if they have problems with housing, with economic resources, the safety of the neighborhood, all those kinds of things, then we take those seriously and we try to find resources to bring to bear.
Excellent. How do people find your services, or how are they referred to you?
Well, we like to think we're a good neighbor, and so we're out in the neighborhood doing things and getting to know our neighbors, but we also use social media. We're strong collaborators with the other nonprofits in the neighborhood and across the community, and so I think we get a reputation that we're a great resource for kids and their families, and so hopefully they find their way to us.
Excellent. How many people do you assist each year?
We currently have 130 kids that are in the Promise. We have a 10-year goal to reach up to 900. We think that we can reach that. It's an aggressive goal, but we want to really walk alongside those kids and make a difference.
Is there a trend in the need for your services? Do you notice things from year to year, or just like this time of the world, or just what trends do you notice?
We certainly know there's a need, just given the challenges that are in Jacobsville and that we all find around us with the economic challenges and so forth. We do think that there's a need for us to continue to tell our story and why the resources that we provide can make a difference in terms of the outcomes that children have. And so we want to continue to make sure that we're telling that story, we're reaching out and trying to make a difference.
Excellent. You have any success stories you can share with us?
I think we do. Each year we have what's called our Love Your Neighbor Day. And so 2 times a year, in the spring and the fall, we invite volunteers in to make a difference in the neighborhood. We found a family just last fall that was struggling with lead issues. And so we didn't know a lot about that, but we reached out to the EPA, to the Vanderburgh County Health Department, found out there are a number of resources that are available, and folks just don't know about them. So at our spring event, we actually were out with some students from IU Health, and we're mulching some of those residences, also providing information, and so we think that's going to be an ongoing effort. And then on the educational side, I would say that as we end up the school year here in just a few weeks, 90% of the kids that we walk alongside reach their iRead goals. So we're really excited about that. I think that's something that really indicates that some of the things that we're doing make a difference.
Could you tell me a little bit more about the lead cleanup? Does that have to do with what's in the soil?
Yes, it can. Certainly can also be in paint inside of the homes, but one of the ways that we tried to really dig in and make a difference was to create a barrier between the soil, which can contain lead, and kids' feet and people that then when they walk into the house bring the lead into the home, which is not a good situation. So actually laying down mulch can create a barrier to that and can really help.
You talked about Evansville Promise neighborhoods. Could you tell me a little bit more about that, and how does that relate to Promise Zone?
Sure. So Evansville Promise Neighborhoods, we are a partner in that effort that is being spearheaded by UE. So it's a 5-year program to really, again, walk alongside students and their families, the neighborhoods that are within that geographic territory to try to create better outcomes for them. So we're in just in year 2 of that effort and still have a little ways to go. We've seen really promising results so far.
Excellent. Do you have any events coming up?
We do have that Fall Love Your Neighbor event, which will be in October, and then we have a fundraiser coming up in August, our pickleball event, to raise some funds and just have some fun with folks.
Tell me about the pickleball event.
Pickleball event, we actually have a mentoring effort that I mentioned, and so we took some of our mentors and mentees out to play pickleball and just really loved it at First Shot Pickleball and thought this is just a great way to have some fellowship and fun. And so we think that'll be just a great way to do all of those things.
Is there a mix of ages? Are you
anyone can come out, kids, adults, folks of all ages. I played at the mentor event, and so if I can do it, anyone can do it. It's fun.
So what are some of the ways that people can get a hold of you if they need to reach out, and what are the ways that you would like them to reach out, and for what reasons?
We'd love them for any reason to come out. If they want to volunteer their time, their talent, their treasure, they can reach us on our website. They can stop by. We're right across from Bosse Field, and we'd be happy to have a cup of coffee and just take them on a tour of our campus, tell them a little bit more about what we do. But we'd just be welcome in any way that they can come and see us.
Thanks for coming on the show, Tom.
All right. Well, thank you very much for having me. Appreciate it.
Thanks to all our guests today for sharing with us about some great nonprofits in our area. I'm Erin Gibson. Thanks for watching WNIN Newsmakers.